Hi, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Reddit Reactions. Today we got a question that was asked in the investing channel. Basically, this person is nearing retirement with $4 million. That's a lot of money. It's a good amount of money for retirement. Tell me why I would pay 80 basis points annually in fees. Like the title says, I am a few years from retirement with 4 million, mostly in 401ks, house paid off years ago, married. I visited recently with an investment advisor slash retirement planner and received some solid advice, including Roth conversion ideas. I also like the forward-looking calculator they used, but I've since learned that I can get similar analysis using Bolden myself. I've also always picked my own investments primarily in S&P 500 index fund and a few other index funds. They have performed exceedingly well and helped me get where I am. The advisory fee is 80 basis points, approximately $32,000 a year, which seems insane to me. My spouse is somehow convinced that an advisor could avoid market downfalls by timing the market. That's a joke. No one can time the market. Even though they didn't mention it. Ideally, I'd like to find a fee-only advisor who doesn't charge an arm and a leg for ongoing management. Investment management seems to be no more than setting an appropriate mix of asset classes, then rebalancing once a year. If you are paying an advisor 80 basis point, what are they doing to earn the fee? Would appreciate any thoughts. Thanks. Um, you're just paying them to manage your money because you're too lazy. That's basically what advisors do. I mean, some of them can actually be very insightful, but paying them 32,000 a year is insane. Is You're basically paying them like a minimum wage salary. So if he has you and three or four other people in his back pocket, now he's making 100K a year and thanking you for choosing him to basically sit on his ass and do nothing, because he's just going to put your money in an index fund, maybe move it around every now and again, but basically what you're doing is completely fine in my personal opinion. The S&P 500 index fund and other index funds, you choose a couple of them that are doing well and just put your money in there. You don't need an advisor unless you're doing something that's entirely like something complicated. Let's go down to the comments and see what other people have said. Okay, we have Bunky Flintstone. He says there's a creative option if you want advice from a fiduciary, and if they are willing to do it, pay the 80 basis points, but not on the 4 mil. I agree. I managed my own finances my whole life. As I am nearing retirement, I wanted a sanity check and needed someone I could trust to figure out a plan forward. My financial advisor agreed to manage 1M, so I sent that amount to Squab, which is the firm he uses. He's an independent financial planner, not a Squab guy. We then linked all my Fidelity and bank holdings to his management platform, view only as links, so he can see near real time what my entire portfolio is doing, not just the 1M he controls. So I am paying 8K a year, but get advice on everything. I can ask him about gifting my grandkids money, helping my kids buy a house, healthcare options if I retire before Medicare. I won't use him forever, but having him on my team right now has been well worth it. I've learned so much. Yeah, if you want to learn, then you could get these people. If you want to learn and you don't want to do any research yourself, then get these people. They'll tell you. But a lot of these things that these people tell you, you can find out on your own. Church Bushank said, I place about 10% of my assets with the financial advisor, pay them the fee on it, and extrapolate their advice to all of my personally controlled accounts. I do drop some funds in there monthly to keep them playing ball. So he gives them a small amount and then, uses their information. Yeah, a lot of these people are saying they give 10% and then they just use the advisor's information. I'm a fiduciary, and this is what I do for clients that want ongoing financial and retirement planning, but don't want to have their whole portfolio managed. It works, and in some instances, the clients find that providing proactive estate planning, retirement, and tax planning, along with managing the bond side of the investment equation, is sufficient. The bond or downside protection is more important in retirement than in gathering of asset phase. Most of the time, the portfolio is split 60-40, and 60 stays with them to manage the equity side and 40 to bonds. They provide advice on the overall portfolio. Just let the client manage the equity side. Blah, 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 blah. See, someone says here, it's a fair question. I think if I dedicated enough time to research and learning from the proper sources, I could learn a lot this way, but I really don't have the time or interest to do that. So basically what I'm saying, if you advisors, they're trying to make a commission. Most of the information you could find out yourself. It's not like if you have like really a complex tax situation, sometimes it's better to pay a tax person to just do it for you, even though you could probably do it yourself. A lot of these things, even taxes, even when they're complicated, you can probably do it yourself. It's just that if you don't want to do it yourself and you're lazy, then you pay someone to do it. And that's the same thing with an advisor. You're paying a high percentage of your portfolio to this person who's, going to do all the research for you and help you in certain ways. Sometimes they probably won't even do that much, to be honest. But it gives you peace of mind to pay them to do the work instead of doing it yourself. And that's, a service, just like any other service you pay for. Just like someone cleaning your house for you or whatever. They might not hit every spot, but they might do a little bit. And that little bit might be enough for you. And if it's not, then you just end up firing them. So, but yeah, this is what we get in the investing side. Might not be as interesting to some people, but if you're thinking about retirement, you might be thinking about getting an advisor. And in my personal opinion, you can learn yourself, honestly.